How's it going, YouTube? Thanks so much for tuning in today. We are making some deer feeders for on our property using that black pipe there. This is about an 8-foot section of 6-inch PVC pipe, schedule 40. And you'll see here in a little bit, I have lids that I made. I 3D printed caps. I just sat them down there. But we're going to cut this pipe approximately in half with approximately like a 30-degree angle on it, maybe 30 to 40-degree angle. And the angled section is actually going to be the bottom, and that's going to be where the feed actually pours out of once the feeder is in position. You can see I marked it there. It was a little bit hard to get the blade started, but once it was started, it cut very easily at that angle. And then I'm going to grab the sander, and I just sand around the edges just because I don't want any sharp edges that potentially, if a deer is feeding real close to it, I don't want them to get cut by any of the rough plastics, so I just go over that real quick. And that is the end of the fabrication. I then sand the tops just to make sure that the lid fits nicely. Just clean up any burrs. And those caps I just 3D printed. I measured the outside diameter of the pipe, and they actually work very nicely. They fit very snugly. They're just out of PLA. I don't mind if they get damaged being out in the weather, out in the elements and stuff. It's perfectly fine. They're just there to keep water out of the feed. And that's the corn. And put the caps in and the straps. And then we go for a ride. We just go up on the tractor. Go for a little jaunt. This is a nice project, especially if you have extra Schedule 40 laying around, or any type of pipe with a lid that you can cut. I do recommend using plastic because it'll be safer. If you have a metal pipe, it can be sharper and more dangerous for wildlife. So I would definitely stick with the Schedule 40. I know it's probably 4 or 6 inches in diameter would be a good size pipe. Anything bigger than that would be requiring a lot of feed to fill it. Those small bags, I think it was 30-pound bags, 25 or 30-pound bags of corn, filled this one to the top, even with some spilling out at the bottom. So these are just about 4 feet long. Actually holds a significant amount of feed. And then I'll keep an eye on this and see how long it lasts, and top off the feed whenever it needs it. But we definitely get a lot of deer in our yard, just scrounging about for the various things, and this is where they usually linger, up here at the top of the property. So I figured add in the food up here where they already go. They'll find it easily. It's definitely nice sitting in our 4-season room or sitting on the porch during the summer and having breakfast while watching the deer graze. And I'm just using tie-down straps. I got some black ones from Amazon. I think it was like $12 for 4 of them. They're cheap, and they're just to hold this in place. You can use bungee cords. I used a bungee cord temporarily to hold it in place while I was strapping this down. And actually on the second feeder, I actually cut the straps much shorter because that's what these straps are going to be used for, is just for this, and don't need all that extra webbing. As you see, that just pours out of the bottom there. Put the lid on, tighten it down. That's a good size feeder, good size, good amount of food. And then just drive the tractor around, get in a better position. I decided to mount this one to the tree, and I forgot the bungee cord, so I have to go over and pick those up. You can really see that tree is a little bit curved, so it's a little bit of a struggle to find a good place that this actually, locked into, but I did find a place, figured it out. And then with the two straps, it really held it in nice and snug. It was a very nice day today. Nice, and it was a bit windy. We had some gusts up to 29 miles per hour today, I think they said. It was very noisy. Otherwise, I'd have the camera's microphone giving you some sounds, but it was just so loud. You really see the wind with the straps just there, just flapping in the wind, but it was quite windy. You can see that pouring down by my feet. I put my boots there to sort of block it, to try to prevent it from just pouring all out. So then you saw whenever I moved my foot, it just kind of spilled out a little bit. And they're just spreading some around the area just to encourage the deer to come over to the source, Do some cleaning up, and we just do a little walkthrough and show you the two feeders. If you do a steeper angle of a cut, that just means that more will spill out. I probably could have done with the shallower cut here, but it's perfectly fine. And this filled up the pipe to within maybe 6 inches of the top, and the same thing with the other one. So hope you enjoyed this video. Just making a quick, easy little project, and you can make this yourself very easily. Just get a section of pipe, and you can get the lids at the big box stores. It makes it a very nice, easy weekend project that you can give some benefit to the wildlife that surrounds you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you get to enjoy some nature, and I'll see you in the next one.